Chris Mann.
BBC Radio Cambridgeshire.
So that was 1984. A bit of nostalgia on the show today with us all choosing our years we'd love to go back to. 10 years after that, in 1994, the EMAP offices in Peterborough, a new magazine was being launched, which obviously today celebrates 30 years. It's called Best of British, Past and Present, and it titles itself the UK's top Nostalgia Monthly. So congratulations to everybody there. And the editor, who's celebrating 10 years in the top job, joins us live now, Simon Stabler. Morning, Simon.
Hello. Morning, Chris. How's it going?
Yeah, good, thank you. Congratulations on the big anniversary. And it just shows you, we all love a bit of nostalgia, don't we?
Indeed we do. I was listening to the Ghostbusters theme there. I remember going to see it at the Odeon in Peterborough in 84. You know, where's that time gone, eh?
Well, we celebrated on the programme. We love to talk about the years gone by because they are precious, aren't they? And fashions come and go. Yeah. But your magazine has stayed with it. And just give us a taste of what kind of things that you write about and feature in it.
Yeah, a lot of things we do. Classic music, TV, film. There's a lot of references to the Carry On films, the Beatles, Avengers, Z-Cars, Doctor Who. Definitely a lot of Doctor Who. Being a Doctor Who fan and having Colin Baker write for us. We also do the Great British Countryside, various trades that are still done. I've just gone to visit a vineyard in Rutland, which was interesting. That's in the latest issue as well. You know, just loads of things. I mean, there's so much like past and present. You know, there's classic TV and there's things going on now that's still brilliant. So we celebrate all that.
And many of the things, of course, still beloved. You talked about the Carry On films and other stuff like that. I'm just checking quickly. 94 was the year the Channel Tunnel opened. The IRA ceasefire declared. We forget things that have become or were a huge part of our lives. 94 was the year the first national newspaper launched an online edition. It was the Daily Telegraph, would you believe? So there's an interesting interesting thing, because you know, against the trend, you guys still publish a physical edition.
Yeah, print. I mean, you know, news of print's demise is over exaggerated. It's certainly not. Magazines aren't selling as many as they did back then, but people still like a magazine, picking it up, you know, having something tangible to hold. And I mean, this latest issue is just, when my copy came through, I was amazed. I was just astounded how brilliant it was. But I would say that, wouldn't I?
Yeah, there is something about physically having something. I mean, vinyl's made a comeback, I think, partly because people like to have the actual album covers and all the detail that went into that, with the lyrics and the pictures and everything else. Definitely.
I mean, in 94, Pulp released their Different Class album, which had Common People and all that on there. And the vinyl, if you got the vinyl edition, you got a bit of a bonus, because there was different covers that you could slide in to the front. It was like an envelope, and then there was a selection of covers in there, and you could have your favourite cover, and of course the song words and all that. So it was really value for money, vinyl. Even CDs to a certain degree, but I think we lost something when they went over to vinyl. Went over to CD and then to downloads.
Now, here's the thing. I love a feature you've got in the magazine called the Retro TV Times. It's all about classic television. Right. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, it's a listings, highlights of stuff that's on various channels, such as Talking Pictures, Legend, the UK TV channels, ITVX and BBC iPlayer. Basically, they're the stuff that I like, and it's a way of reminding myself that there's some great telly on, and I may as well share it with the readers.
Wonderful. Your postbag is another thing which, again, people might have lost the art of. Is actually writing a letter to the editor of a publication. And here's one from you, one today on page 6, postbag. Dear Simon, on 5th September 1964, I married the lady of my dreams. And this gentleman, Brian Jones from Tilehurst in Reading, goes on to talk about his life with his bride, the wedding and the anniversaries and so on. And it's a beautiful letter, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah, definitely. The fact he kept a piece of his wedding cake 60 years on. No one would try it though. But it's great. We if it wasn't for the readers, there would be no magazine. But our postbag, we get letters. Some are emails now, of course, but a lot are still handwritten. And either me or my sub-editor, John, pour through the handwritten text to type it up. There's also Yesterday Remembered, which is a memoir feature. It's slightly longer letters, and there's some great stories in there, kind of first jobs, first car, first love, marriage, etc. Just great moments in life. And it's our readers do really contribute. But as I say, readership, we'd be lost without them. So they're brilliant, and they love it.
Absolutely. And here's the thing, you're celebrating 30 years of the Vicar of Dibley in it. I mean, I think
that's right,
the old telly features a lot in, when we are talking about things that folk remember and people get in touch with us to talk about, how you pinpoint a year or remember a time. Obviously, it's what you wore. Yeah. It's kind of, might have been what you were watching, but it's most definitely to do with telly, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can remember watching the first ever episode of Vicar of Dibley, and it's hard to believe, 30 years, 30 years have passed for this magazine, let alone the Vicar of Dibley. The lottery as well, that started in November 94, and we've got something on the National Lottery Heritage Fund as well. There's an interview with Tony Adams from Crossroads. When the magazine started, Crossroads had started 30 years earlier, so it was only 30 years. It's celebrating its 60th anniversary this year. It's just crazy how time flies.
Simon, lovely to talk to you. Congratulations to everybody associated with Best of British, past and present. The latest edition is you're monthly, aren't you?
We are monthly, yes. So the November issue, our anniversary one's on sale today. $5.25, and there is also a website, bestofbritishmag.co.uk. Simon Stabler, the editor, thank you, and happy birthday, my friend.